Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another session, to another uh, YouTube. I'm trying to get these wrinkles out of my shirt. Uh, oh, well, it is what it is. Um, I'm really, really thankful to be with you one more time. Dr. G. Alpha Palmer here, welcoming you to the G spot, a place of great support. What do we say? Great support, purpose, opportunity, and transformation. This is a place where we hope to address issues that could help us transform to people to that level of personality that we really desire to, and we just haven't been able to reach for whatever reason. So welcome. Welcome. Okay, so I want to just say that I'm fairly new to the whole idea of YouTube. I've been going over it for quite some time as to whether I wanted to get involved with it or not. And so for me, it's been a trial by fire. I'm learning as I go. I'm doing some things that I've never done before. I'm still trying to get the studio in order, but at the same token, I've been told that I need to start recording. I need to get some content out there. So here we go. We're getting content out there to reach people, and at the same token, to working on getting the studio in tip-top shape as well. So we're working at it. And I'm really pleased with the work that's being done. I really am. So I'm going to do something really different today. Really different. I'm hoping it'll work. So bear with me. Okay, listen. I've been again, I'm new at this YouTube thing, and as a result, I've been watching other people go about doing their work. And so what I've done in watching other people, I've been listening to certain things. And one of the things that I'm hearing, especially from a lot of the females and the women, not so much women. Women are not the ones. It's the females. They have an issue with if they're told that that a norm is taking place, and this is average. For instance, to say that to say that they're average women, average in the sense of average in looks, physicality, and things of that nature. And believe it or not, a lot of women get offended by that. And I get it. I mean, because everybody is unique. I get that. And I understand that. And I agree with that to a degree. But there's certain aspects that we've got to really, really accept. And that is, there are and when we look at what average is, so many people think that average is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And so what I want to talk about from a scientific perspective, I took a class in graduate school that, I wasn't great at it, statistics. But one of the things that I did learn was about the bell curve. So what I want to do is talk about the bell curve. I'm going to get to it in a minute. But first, I want to talk about the idea that so many of us want to be that special someone, that special, unique. And every one of us are unique creations of the universe. There is, that's not from a physicality standpoint. That's from a creation standpoint relative to our mind, will, and emotions. But for the most part, eyes, mouth, nose, ears, we have those standard equipment. And so what we want to understand is that so many times, folks are trying to make themselves look like something that they're not. And that's a problem, because what it does is it limits opportunities that would come your way. And so you're looking for things that are really, really problematic, in that they're probably not going to come your way because you just don't fit the criteria, or you haven't judged the landscape properly to understand what is available and what's not. So here we go. I'm going to try to turn, because I'm going to use my little board here. And what I want to do, I used to be a pretty good artist back when I was a kid, but those are long past me. So we're going to try to, as much as possible, make some things happen here. Okay. Now, when we look at what we call the bell curve, and it's important to understand what the bell curve is. Okay. Again, this is not the best drawing in the world, but we're doing our best to give you. Okay, so let's turn it. Okay. Now, when we look at the whole idea of a bell curve, what we're looking at is how distribution of a certain idea is grafted. Okay. Now, when we look at a bell curve, let's say we're asking for, let's say, most men are fives. Most men are fives. We're going to say that or most women are fives, average. So what we've got to understand is that in a bell curve, there are what we call standard deviations. And you got, I'm trying to put this in here real, and my marker doesn't want to work. That's one deviation. And this zero is called the mode, or in the mode, basically what it is the midpoint. The midpoint. Okay. So when we look at standard deviations, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then there's another one right here, 4, and it's on both sides. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when we look at how things are grafted, we're looking at it. We're looking at a bunch of guys, and we're somehow deciding that these guys, we're scaling and we're grafting whether they are they less than fives or more than fives. Okay. So when we look at the idea of standard deviation, from this side to this side, basically what you're going to get, basically, I don't care how many people you use in your study, 68% are going to fall in the first two deviations. In these first two deviations, that means below fives and just above 5. Okay. So 68% are going to fall in that category. Okay. And what we're looking at in each deviation is approximately 34 point, I think it's 13% on each side of the deviation. On each deviation, I think it's something like that, if I remember correctly. And that equals the 64. These two equal the 64. Okay. So you have 34% that are less than the standard or the mode, and we have 34% that are above it. Okay. That's 60. That's 68 of the people that we are looking at. We're looking at guys that are fives, and we're basically saying average, ladies, average. Okay, so 68% are average. Now we're going to look at the next deviation. The next deviation is 13 point. What is it? I think it's 13.5. 13.5. I think it is 13.5%. Okay. Now, what that does, we add 68 plus the 13.5, and what we get is somewhere in the neighborhood of 95%. So, what we're saying is, in these first two deviations, 95% of the people fall. 95% of the people are average. It's okay to be average. Most people are. But what we'll say is, I'm not average. Yeah, you are. You are average. Because when we look at the next deviation outside of, because we got two more deviations out here, okay? We're looking at 2.1% on both sides. 2.1%. And this is going away. So we're talking about less and less amount of people that are going to fall outside the norm or the average. So 2.1% is not a lot of people. And you're not that unique. We're not. That we're going to fall in that percentage. And then look at this. Out here, it's even less. In the last deviation, it's 0.1%. So there's 0.1% people that are really, really high above the average. But you're not going to find those people. They're very, very rare. As is these 2.4, that's 4%. That's 4%. So we're talking about basically this deviation here, we're counting, you add it to the 95, we're talking about 99% of the people, a little bit over 99%, like 99.2% of the people falling in this. So when we start getting into these areas like 0.1%, those are, you don't know, we don't know those people. Those are people that are very, very rare. And it's important for us to understand that you are average. It's okay to be average. 95 to 99% of us are. The rarity of people falling outside of that is so minuscule. We can't find them. And why is that important? Because we're looking for something that doesn't exist. We're even saying that we're something that we're really not. Not in the physical sense. We are unique in that we have been made by the Maker. And what we bring to the table is far beyond the physicality part. But to say that we're I am this, really unique person that has so much going for them to the point that I'm different than everybody. Yeah, you are. But there's certain aspects that say that we are, there's not a whole lot of deviation from you to the next person relative to being average. And so if you want to be unique, your uniqueness is found more in your creation that goes beyond this natural. Okay. I'm hoping that that's helpful. And what I'm hoping, a lot of people don't, and I know it's not easy to understand. I may not have explained it the best. It's been a while since I've done statistics or even handled the bell curve, but I wanted to just bring out a little bit about it, because I think that it's important for us to understand that we are more alike than we are different. We are more alike than we are different. In that, when someone says average, we don't need to be insulted by it. And that, most of us are. And so what that means is, instead of looking for the unique, instead of looking for the thing that barely exists, we can all look at that which is more probable and open ourselves up to that. I'm hoping that's helpful. This is Dr. G. Alpha Palmer. Peace.